All right, trying to adjust things here. This was a little impromptu, like my infidel shirt. um, yeah, I was literally gonna lay down. As I said in other videos, my back, sciatic, whatever, is being a pain in the ass. I don't know what the hell's going on, so I was gonna lay down, but happened to be watching just some videos before I actually did lay down. And this one, I used to like Bill Maher back in the day. Don't like him anymore. But this one, I actually did like. You know, he's on the Joe Rogan Experience. Bill Maher, I've never understood the concept of marriage. So I was like, huh. So I had to watch it. And my single use water bottle, screw you people. Anyway, um, God, stuff just pops in my mind. Whew. Anyway, so actually, let's get into this so I can actually pause and then I'll speak on my points of view on how I feel about marriage. I used to be a huge fan of relationships. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I always wanted, I don't know, I knew what I wanted as far as that part of life. Career wise or whatever, I didn't know because they back. I don't know what they do now, but back when we were kids, they had you do the whole essay about what you wanted to do when you grow up and everything. I think I wanted to do the whole thing as far as being an astronaut. I think I did, but as far as personal life, I always wanted to be married, either to an Asian woman or and I'm talking like Filipino or maybe Japanese, but more or less Filipino. Filipino women to me were just way more attractive. Um, or definitely Irish redhead, top of my list. So, but always wanted to be in a relationship, always wanted to get married, always wanted to have a daughter that I could raise to be like, I mean, fucking Red Sonja and shit, warrior, because my mom was my idol in the sense as far as a woman goes. The fact that, and then of course, there were other girls that I knew from my time in the martial arts growing up or other women growing up, like some of the female instructors that I had in Taekwondo and things. These women were beautiful. They were intelligent. They could kick fucking ass. And I ain't talking about fucking katas. I'm not talking about your Karate Kid fucking sparring bullshit. Because I didn't go to no cheap ass, wimpy ass Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris I like, but his schools were bullshit. We used to fuck them up all the time. Black belt factories, you know, where you didn't actually learn anything, you just paid for a fucking belt. That's what we call them, as black belt factories. You don't actually fucking learn anything. You don't learn how to actually survive on the street. You don't learn how to actually fight. You just learn fucking point system bullshit. You're only between here and here. No punches or kicks to the face. No foot sweeps. No. No. I'm talking about real martial arts, the shit you use out there in the real fucking world. So, my mom and the other girls and other, in class that I had and other women that I knew that could beat the shit out of a fucking guy, there'd be sub fights, and as I said, I've pointed out in a lot of videos, and I guess I need to get more detail on some of my videos. When I talk, I believe that there should be equal rights as long as you personally earned it. You can't say every guy is equal. Nobody could fucking say that. Although feminists, all men, all men. Bullshit. All men are not created equal. There's a ton of people that I would be like, dude, I could beat you with one hand behind my back, pinky. I mean, I could literally just whip your ass with like, while I'm talking to my friend over here, I could just, you know. So no, not all men are created equal. So to sit here and say that women and men are created equal, no. My mom would never fucking believe that. My grandma didn't raise us to believe that bullshit. The way you're equal is through your own personal actions. You earn that spot to be equal. You know, in the time that I spent at Parks Taekwondo, a short time, we're talking from kids, we're talking from women, girls. Sorry, still trying to get over this damn cold. It was equal on the mat because we were trained that out there in the real world, there's not going to be a point system. Out there in the real world where women are supposed to be learning self-defense, who do you think is going to fucking attack you? The person, the man that's like 99 pounds wet, or a guy that's like my size, 6'1", you know, who do you think is going to attack you to why you're taking fucking self-defense? So this is why Master Parks, Master Meadows, Master Stevens, Master Kim, this is what they were the ones in all of my time in the martial. This is what they, Master Dan, this is what they were teaching us. They looked at me, all my instructors were like, okay, you know, Mark, you're 6'1". I was what, 170 back then? You know, so thin, athletic. And it was like, yeah, but I mean, there was a time that one of our instructors, it was my friend John, we're at his house. It was me, John, Haitan, I think the other Mark. I'm not going to try and rename real names, you know, or that is the real names, but not their full names. But we're all at John's house and we're practicing. And we're literally sparring. We're practicing. All of us. I mean, Haitan was from Vietnam, so he broke in English and everything. We were all in high school together. Me and the other Mark, we known each other since we were 5 years old. John, we all knew in high school. I mean, so we're all friends. We're all martial artists. We all at this particular time took separate martial arts, but we'd get together to spar each other just so we could like learn little tricks that the other one learned that week and stuff. Why not learn as much as you can, especially to defend against things? Well, his next door neighbor was a police officer and a martial arts instructor. So he comes over and he starts, working with us and stuff. And he had me and John wanting to spar. And John was like, well, Mark is way outside my weight class, because John was a little guy. But John was an award-winning fighter. This boy won gold medals like all the fucking time. He was one of our top fighters in Virginia. But he was like, Mark is outside my weight class, And so I forget his name. Damn, it's right there at the tip of my tongue. But he turns around and tells John, do you only fight in tournaments? Do you only fight on the mat? Or, and he's like, Mark, where did you learn how to fight? And I was like, well, my mom put me into martial arts to control my temper, as well as, defending, because we had gangs and stupid shit, back then, to defend ourselves and whatever and stuff. I didn't take my mom didn't put me into martial arts to learn to do point system and win fucking belts and win fucking medals and shit. She put me in it for real. And so he was like, that's what, and of course, as I said, the neighbor who was also an instructor was a cop. He goes, that's what I'm talking about. He goes, Mark knows how to fight for real. So do you actually know how to fight for real? And as I said, John's experience was all in tournaments, all on the mat. So he was like, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, I don't want to hurt John, and it was weird. So we're there, and as I said, John was smaller than me, well built, but smaller than me, because so I had the reach advantage and things like that. And so we're kind of fooling around and everything, and his neighbor, the cop, was like, what the hell are y'all doing? Why are y'all like pussyfooting around and shit? And it was like, well, I don't want to hurt him. And, and he was like, look, when you're sparring against each other, this is, and he goes, and I'm not talking about just friendly little, he goes, when you're supposed to actually be sparring, this, and even Master Parks used to be that way, where it was like, when you're on the mat at the time, that is your enemy, period. Which is kind of why we used to always get disqualified from tournaments, not open tournaments where everything was fucking legal, but these new wave tournaments where they didn't want people to get hurt and everything else. We used to get disqualified all the fucking time because we went full out, but ever since that stupid Karate Kid movie came out, they ended up making it more about point systems and everything. Back then it was open tournaments and just everything was fucking legal. Foot sweeps, throws, everything. And then all of a sudden when the damn Karate Kid movie fucking came out, all of a sudden it was all about safety, and it became about, tournaments as opposed to self-defense. I'm getting to a point this. Anyway, so it was like, fine. So John ends up doing a spinning back kick. But remember, he's short, so he didn't move close enough to actually even do anything. So all I had to do was just kind of lean back. And when he, finished his move, all I did was just side kick right in the gut. Boom, that was it. But my point is, as I said before, all men are not created equal. So, and there's no way you're going to say it. Here's the thing. Most of the fights that happened in my time in school, especially from junior high and high school, who do you think got into most of the fights? The girls did. And the girls that we knew growing up were not this whole like, oh my God, doing this bullshit and everything. No. These girls were fighters. We were in martial arts school with these girls. These girls were like beating the shit out of each other. So, as I said, for this bullshit of all, men are created equal, and all women aren't created equal either. So, to have this where, as I said, I believe in equality as long as you've earned it. And I feel that way with anyone in life. I felt that way when I was in the military. I felt that way with any job I've ever had. You just can't come in and just go, oh, well, you haven't proven damn thing. You just literally got there. But, excuse me. And unless you actually have a reputation or something like that, and even then, we know half that shit is a bunch of lies. Because I can name a whole bunch of my friends who are fucking general managers and managers, even owners who have hired people, even people who've worked for me with my karaoke company. Or I watch other karaoke companies that exist here in El Paso, and I'm like, obviously you work a karaoke company or own a karaoke company because you just happen to have the money. But you can't sing. You don't even know how to operate your fucking system. You sure as hell don't know how to mix the music. You don't know how to control your mics. You don't know your levels. It's like, but you had the money to buy a fucking karaoke company. The shit just pisses me off. Oh, good Lord. Damn screensaver crap. So there's no such thing as equality in anything in life. everything. And all right, let me get to my point, what I was talking about with the whole company thing. I've had people who have approached me, hey, can I work for you? And it's like, I don't know anything about you. And then there have been people who can sing, not, and see, my whole thing is a host, the person who's hosting the show should be able to know how to fucking sing. Because understandably, karaoke is for everybody. But the people I used to work for and then started my own company and everything, all of us have an entertainment background. All of us have been singing our entire lives. All of us, like, we're either in the military doing music. I mean, we went to school for music. We actually have a background in it. So we know how the person's supposed to sound. Yeah, I've had people who have been the worst fucking singers ever turn around and go, man, I've gone to all other karaoke shows. I come to your show and I actually sound like I can actually fucking sing. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm mixing the music. I'm mixing the mic. I'm mixing you with the music. I'm leveling things out, working my ass off to make sure you sound good. So again, not everybody is created equal in anything in life. Martial arts, shooting, hunting, working at fucking McDonald's. Anyone. I used to work at McDonald's when I was a teen. I was a crew chief. I'm taking something fucking simple like McDonald's, because I hope everybody's at least worked in fast food at some point in their life. And you know damn well you got that fucking joker that comes in. And what makes it worse is that joker that comes in that has experience. But the whole time you're working with them, you're like, experience from where? You know, it's like, as I said, I got a lot of my friends who are fucking general managers of shit. And they're just like, on the person's resume, they put, oh, they've got years of bartending experience, years of this, years of that. I haven't seen any of that experience. What the fuck are they talking about? But that's what I'm talking about. Not everybody is created equal, period. So this whole bullshit. Now, look, if women want to demand that they're equal, by all means, let's have that. But you can no longer pull the bullshit that I'm a girl. No, you wanted equal, you got equal. That's it. So we're not going to give you special fucking consideration in divorce. We're not going to give you special consideration when it comes to child custody, child support. We're not going to give you any of that bullshit. We're going to take everything on a case-by-case basis, an individual couple basis. We're not going to do this bullshit of the woman is automatically right. The woman is automatically the victim. That it's funny, that whole Me Too movement, that bullshit that happened, just believe them. And then most of all those fucking stories turned out to be a bunch of lies. Where'd the Me Too movement go? It was so big, what, like just a year ago? Where'd it go now? Disappeared, huh? Because funny how they were trying to just rake across the coals, these men, harassing them. People lost their jobs. I mean, all kinds of shit happened. Then the truth came out. These bitches were lying. Did we see CNN harassing the women for lying? Did we see them chasing these women that lied? Did we see them going? No, they did it all going after the men. But when it turned out to be lies, all of a sudden the stories just died off. Because women are weak. Women are just supposed to be taken care of. No, I want somebody who's equal. I want somebody who could shoot. I want somebody who could fight. I want somebody who can hold their own. That way, if shit goes down, I mean, oh my God, I tell so many stories of the times that we've hung out with, it was like all of our martial art, well, not all of us, but a lot of our martial art friends, guys and girls, we get in a situation and the girls in our group go over there and start, the girls literally are the ones fighting. And the guys are like, I guess we'll just sit here and watch. I think I've told this story on one of my videos before. It was this girl named Amy. I can't remember, but we used to call her Monkey. She was Filipino. I think she was Filipino. She was Asian of some sort, but Amerasian, And it was me, her friend Chris, another friend Mateo, Filipino. Chris was half. Chris was what, half Chinese, half American, something like that. Mateo was a state champion martial artist. Chris was a state champion. Chris was also a professional kickboxer. And there were a few other people. We went out clubbing that night. And we ended up at Denny's somewhere around, I think it was around 10:30, 11:30 over a military circle back home in Norfolk. And we go in, we're all in our club clothes and stuff or whatever. And we go in to find a place to sit down at this Denny's. And Amy was this little tiny, as I said, just tiny little Asian American thing, just tiny, gorgeous. A fighter, but just beautiful, tiny, thin, and everything. She's in stiletto heels. I mean, we're all, as I said, we're all in our club outfits. And we're walking in, we walk past. I'm tall, I'm 6'1". Chris was not that tall, but as I said, he was a fighter. Mateo, not that tall, but a state champion, fighter. And also we're in one of the top martial art gangs back home. And the Masadas. But they're not that tall, they're not that big. So people underestimated them. Anyway, so there's 4 people, 2 guys, 2 girls. Come to find out later, the 2 guys were Norfolk State football players. So big black guys. One of the guys grabs Amy by her wrist. Was like, yo, baby, what's up? Kind of thing. Now, mind you, they got dates with them, but it's these type of toxic masculinity guys. The type that I was raised to definitely not be that fucking type. Whistling at girls and woo, what's up, baby, and all. No, I was not raised. So when they say toxic masculinity, I will fucking 100% agree with you. Those type of guys. The ones that are hooting and hollering and whistling and feel they could grab onto a girl and that bullshit, I will 100% agree with you that those fucktards are a bad example of a real man. So we turned around to defend Amy, and she put her hand up. We're back here. She put her hand up and was like, no, I got this. And she was like, I'm not interested. You obviously have dates and everything. Leave me alone. And it was like, oh, well, bitch, why you got to be all like that and shit? And just getting an attitude and everything. As I said, those type of toxic, masculine guys that they don't you realize that we're good-looking black men and that type of bullshit. I hate that fucking shit. These machismo fucking fucktards. I hate guys like that. So again, grabs her by the arm and everything else, and she pulls her arm away. He goes to stand up. By this time, now mind you, we all still step forward. Chris at this point turns around and goes, no, she's good. Sit down. We were like, okay. Chris was like our group leader anyway, so we were like, all right, fuck it, whatever. We sit down. She takes off her stiletto heels and beats, with her heels in her hand, beats as I said, I'm 6'1", and she came up to like here on me. So she was tiny, thin, but she was a fighter. She was a real martial artist. So size didn't matter. These guys were football players from Norfolk State, so bigger than me. And she beat the shit out of these guys. Blood. Oh yeah, it was bad. She beat the fuck out of these guys. So when people try and sit here and pull this bullshit about women being weak, obviously there are examples. But here's my point. She was nothing really special. She just worked her ass off to be the martial artist that she was. She busted her ass to get there. She ain't Batwoman. She ain't Superwoman, you know, so why can't everybody else do that kind of shit? When I was growing up, I had no rhythm at all. Even though, I mean, everybody in my family had a music background, everybody, but everybody could dance. My mom did ballet and jazz and all this shit. Everybody had fucking rhythm. My older brother could play any brass instrument, could play fucking percussion. My brother was first chair and everything. My brother was like fucking God when it came to music and shit. My dad could sing. I mean, everybody had rhythm. I could sing, but I had no rhythm. I had no rhythm. I was just a little skinny, nerdy kid, no rhythm, couldn't do shit. I could fight, but the thing is, in order for me to get better, I used to get humiliated by my own family. We'd go to family reunions and the family would be like, you know, are we sure that Mark isn't adopted? Are we sure? I mean, because you know, he's like this little tiny thing. Look at your older son Terry. He's dark. Mark is light skinned. Are we sure he ain't like adopted, or that Mary didn't cheat, or just even though my dad was light skinned too, but I used to get humiliated. I had no rhythm. I couldn't dance. I had no skill, no hand-eye coordination. But thing is, I ended up busting my ass every day. On the weekends, after school, I busted my ass practicing my balance, practicing my martial arts, practicing dancing. I ended up being able to beat my brother when he was on a top dance team back then. I ended up being able to beat him. I ended up being able to beat him in fighting because I busted my ass to get there. So when people who have met me in my adult life and they look at me at my size and strength and everything else, they're up here talking about like I guess it was there genetically, because my uncle's giant, big ass farm boys. So genetically, I guess it was in there, but it wasn't out here. I had to bust my ass to get it to come out on the outside. So not everybody, again, is created equal. Sometimes you got to work for it. And whose fault is it other than the individual that you're not working for it? Everybody's an individual. Bust your ass to get there. It just, I know I went off on this whole fucking tangent and everything else, but I am sick and tired of people just bringing up that we're all equal when we're not all equal. I respect people being equal that actually earned that. When I was in the Granby Singers for the short time that I was until I quit, you had to be a senior to be in the Granby Singers. It was the #1 high school chorus in the state of Virginia. You had to earn it. You had to earn it, and you had to be a senior. I was a freshman, and it was offered to me from junior high school. Mrs. Vanderbilt called Mr. Thomas, the choral director, and said, "This kid is awesome. He's a natural. You need to check him out." So, my older brother was already at Granby. He was already there. So it's not like anybody was going to mess with me. That whole throwing freshmen in the trash can and all that other shit, I never had to worry about that because my older brother was there. But here I am as a freshman joining the #1 senior high school chorus in the state of Virginia. I earned that shit. I earned it. And then I ended up quitting because, after the seniors had left, there really was nobody left who had the talent to be on the Granby Singers. So Mr. Thomas just ended up letting people on there. And it was like, what the fuck? It's like, I actually earned that shit. I busted my ass to be here. And then you just let people on that didn't even earn the right to be here. It just, see, so no. As I said, not everybody is created equal. And sometimes you just need to bust your ass to get there. That just is life. But anyway, so again, I know I got way off subject because the subject had to do with, men's and women's rights and marriage.
I wanted to written a book on it. I just want to know how we got to this place where, first of all, this idea that you have to live in the style of which you become accustomed.
I can help you here. I can help you a couple ways. Here's the big one. Lawyers make a lot of money if there's a large settlement.
So it's lawyers.
Yes. Lawyers don't make a lot of money if there's no settlement. Phil Hartman, when he was getting divorced, one of the things he said to me, I go, dude, just fucking give her half. Come on, man. You make a lot of money. He goes, it's not half. It was crazed. He's like, it's 2/3. He goes, the fucking lawyers get 1/3. It's goddamn scam. And I've had friends that have gotten divorced, and even though they had come to an agreement with the ex, like, let's listen with this, and you'll get this, and I'll get this, fine. Then the lawyers jump in, he's trying to fuck you, and this and that, they're trying to fuck you over, you deserve more.
That's exactly the plot of the movie Marriage. Have you seen Marriage Story?
I haven't. No.
It's terrific. I was again at the beginning because it was about an actor.
I don't care about that part of it anyway.
Divorce, just Lord, it all falls apart. And once it goes down that path that you're talking about, it just becomes as vicious as anything.
Yeah.
Lawyers fuck.
I had a friend who got divorced.
I've got friends who are lawyers, but I'm still gonna say this: lawyers fuck a lot of shit up. Well, we went to all this school and everything else. So what? So what? You went to all this school. The colleges are a bunch of fucking scams too. You feel that you're entitled because you're having to pay back all this money to the goddamn colleges that charge way too fucking much in the first place.
No family. No. And it dragged on for more than, I think, almost 3 years. And even though they had come to some sort of conclusion, he was paying for his wife's lawyer. I go, it's like you're paying for the general of the army that's trying to kill you.
You're paying for someone to fuck you in the ass.
Yeah.
You're getting fucked in the ass.
It's broken.
I have seen so many men broken by it.
Devastated.
Every time somebody says, people unfortunately get a horrible disease like cancer, and they say, I couldn't have gotten through it without my wife. I always think, yeah, and maybe she gave it to you. I don't mean, of course, literally, but I just mean that when you're in a bad relationship, the stress, we don't know what contributes all the things to cancer, but that certainly is, I'm sure, one of them. And then going through a divorce like that, I've seen people, like you say, just broken.
They get wrecked. And it's a system. The reason why the divorce laws are set up the way they're set up, people think, oh, we're protecting women. Horseshit. They're doing it so that they can extract the maximum amount of money out of the male. That way, the lawyer gets the biggest chunk that they could possibly get.
Now, the thing is, the wife did not fight me. The lawyers couldn't even find her. The bitch, she's the one who fucking left. And yet, what was it? 2.5 years passed. I'm waiting for divorce papers to show up. Never showed up at all. And I'm just like, so I mean, friends and family or everybody are like, wait a minute, she's the one who fucking left, claiming how bad the marriage was and everything else. Well, if that's the case, where's the divorce papers? What the hell? Why isn't she trying to get out of it? I saw her, and I think, as I said, I think I put this in another video recently. She has a profile on Plenty of Fish. On there, it said separated. So I'm like, are you fucking serious? I wrote her, and I was on that profile. I was like, bitch, I paid for the divorce. Are you telling me you still didn't, receive the paperwork, or you did and you're just lying and saying you're fucking separated? I'm like, you went around complaining to everybody that the marriage was so bad, even though I asked you, do you want to go? Do you want to leave? Do you want me to like move into the garage? You know, do you want me to go? You know, what the hell's going on? Because you seem to be a total bitch. You know, do you want to get divorced? And she just kept saying over and over, no, I don't want to get divorced. Everything's fine. I just have a lot on my mind. So, you know, I love when people try to say, because I know there are people that will probably watch this video and go, oh yeah, bullshit, bullshit. Because of course the women are always right and the men are always wrong. Thing is, all my friends, male and female. Funny thing, the thing is, nobody really even liked the wife at all. They kept telling me to divorce her many years ago. Friends, family, male, female, everybody. Even her own cousins, her favorite fucking cousins, even told her, I don't know why the fuck Mark is still with you. He should have divorced you long ago. That was a few years back. And she comes crying to me and she was like, I don't know why you haven't left me yet, but I'm thankful that you stayed and everything. And as I pointed out in the other video, the part one of this, you know, it was our friends who helped us pick this house. Pick it, find it, pick it, all of that stuff, which I asked her, do you even really want to get a house because it's a big commitment and you've been acting really, really strange. And I don't want to get caught into a commitment of a house if you're just going to leave. And she was like, oh, you're being paranoid. I don't know why you're acting like this. So it was all on me. It's all my fault, you know? So as I said, so she up and leaves. I pay for the divorce. You know, it just, and I understand there are a lot of fucking feminists that bring up, oh, well, back in the day, bitch, none of us were alive back in the day. Why are you bringing up shit that happened in like medieval times and caveman times and back in the 30s and 40s? Well, women weren't even allowed to vote. Bitch, none of us were alive. Why are you bringing up something that you didn't live through? None of us lived through the shit that all of these damn panels and the talk and the view and all this bullshit that they bring up. You notice that they always want to bring up the past of shit that they didn't fucking live through. Well, back in the day before any of us were alive, you know, it's like, that's not relevant to today. We are talking today. Well, back in the day, women couldn't vote and women didn't have, yeah, but that's not now. Do you, what evidence, and that the one video I posted, yesterday, that brought that up, where the guy was like, what is your example? What are you talking about for you to be bringing this up? You know, I'm sorry, but that's what I always do. You cannot be, well, I'm talking about like back in the day. So give an example of today where men are doing these things that you guys are all saying that they're doing. Give an example. When the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing happened, which turned out to be a fucking lie, and whatever her name is, the porn star with Donald Trump and all that turned out to be a lie. And it's like, wow, you raped these men across the coals immediately without any fucking evidence whatsoever. But the moment the evidence comes out, y'all all shut the fuck up. The judge himself for my own divorce said that he has not seen in his time on the bench as many of these divorces where the women left, the guys are paying for the divorce, you know, and the women just were evil fucking bitches. And, you know, and it's like, I mean, the judge pointed out, he goes, because he was an older man, he was like, you know, in my time, you know, women, you know, complained, which of course, even me growing up, I used to watch Donahue and read Red Book and Cosmo. I wanted to know all the things I could. I used to read that stuff and research stuff on how to be, and of course, my mom and grandma teaching me things. I wanted to learn to be a better man, to be a good man, to be a gentleman. I learned how to, I mean, then again, we had a lot of rich friends and my mom, who people my mom worked for. So I knew how to sit right, what forks to use. I mean, I grew up cultured, a gentleman. And reading those books and researching stuff to learn what to do, but at the same time, not to treat woman as a weak little fucking thing. No, my mom, her rule, don't ever bring any weak bitches in my house. That the woman you bring into my house better be standing by your side, not in front of you, not behind you, but right there at your side. I don't want my sons dating no weak ass bitches that can't fucking defend themselves. That was my mother. She wanted us to be with women who were equal, who could fire a gun, who could fight on her own, you know, who could defend herself. Not some little fucking Disney princess, but a fucking warrior princess. That's what my mom wanted for her sons. A warrior queen, not a princess, a warrior queen. The judge is sitting here, you know, and he's like, because I said you had the guy who went before me, and then you had my case. And he goes, in all my time on the bench, I have never seen this happen before. He goes, but it's happening all the time now. Is this a trend? He's literally asking the lawyers, the people in the, all of us. He's like, what the hell is going on? He goes, women have complained over and over and over. There are no good men. He goes, and I got two good men standing right here in front of me in my damn courtroom. And the women just up and fucking left. It's like, what the hell is going on? But here you go. He goes, but I'm sitting, he goes, but you see it on every damn talk show. Oh, he hates The View. That was funny as shit. He was like, but you see it on these stupid talk shows like The View and everything. And he's like, I hate that shit. He goes, what they're talking about how bad men are and toxic masculinity and everything. He goes, women, from what I'm personally seeing in my courtroom, he goes, I'm seeing the ugly side of a divorce. And he goes, it's the women causing it. So, yeah, I'm tired of this bullshit about women wanting equality. But no, they don't. They don't.
They're working on it, just,
Right.
especially if a woman doesn't have as much money, or if she's, you know, the lawyer will come to her. Look, we've got a deal here. We'll figure this out. Don't pay me now. We're gonna make sure we get you the most. We'll take care of it all in the end. And this is what has happened to several of my friends that have been divorced. And you know what it is once you see it. What I get and I understand and I accept and I support is child support. I mean, I grew up with a deadbeat dad. My dad never paid for shit. And I have many friends that have also experienced a lot of fighting.
Now, I will be against what he just said because of my video that I posted yesterday. Child support, yes. If the fucking person is supposed to pay the child support, but just to go after men like they, you know, in the video I posted yesterday in part 1, those men in that video weren't even the real fathers. Excuse me, they weren't even the real fathers, and they were forced to pay child support. And in my case with my son from back home, yeah, I am the biological father. But the thing is, it was the state that got the child support. And the fact that in order for the child to be physically in the world, I drunk off my ass at our house, me and my friends who were renting a house, partying, drunk off my ass. Girl was kicked out of the house by the friends, sneaks back into the house, has sex with me. Now, remember, I'm drunk off my ass. So that is, by law, the fuck is fucking rape. She gets pregnant, boom, there's a kid, and I'm supposed to, by the state, I'm supposed to pay child support. Not even that she wanted it, she didn't. She even told the state, no, I don't. because she knew what she had done was wrong. And the thing is, I still could have filed charges, but the goddamn caseworker, Miss Brown, turned around and said that, would I really want to do something like that? Would I really want to send the mother of my child? And I'm like, it's a child that I didn't even want. It's like, are you kidding me? There wouldn't be a question of asking to send me to prison if I had drunkenly raped her. But she raped me while I was drunk, and I'm the one who's supposed to feel guilty. It's like, what the fuck is? So yeah, women get enough goddamn favoritism as it is.
Growing up, because their dad and didn't want to pay for their children, but people very close to me, including my wife. But when there's a big difference between that, a man taking responsibility for his children, there's a big difference between that and alimony. Alimony is creepy. There's something creepy about, like, my friend, like I said, didn't even have a child with this woman. He is still paying her, by the way. This is the same guy, a very good friend of mine, has been divorced for 14 years, has been married for 12 to a new woman, still paying the old woman. And my joke was like, you fucked her so hard she can't work.
Right.
Like, she literally can't work. Because he's a wealthy man. He made good money. And he works really hard. He's not in the business.
See how women get favoritism? The guy is remarried to another woman, but still paying alimony to the ex-wife. Fuck that bullshit. See, you know what? I really do. I mentioned in the previous video, the part 1 of this, that people have said, including the lawyers, that I can get spousal support from the ex-wife who fucking left. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to be that guy. I wasn't raised that way, but this kind of shit really makes me think I should do it on principle. That I should literally sue the bitch for spousal support, that I can win. I really should do it on purpose. Because people are like, well, how much would you get? And I'm like, you know what? The only thing that I would really fight for is just half the mortgage payment. I think that's all I would do, is just sue her for that. Just half of the mortgage payment, because it was a house that we both fucking got. And, of course, my other friends are like, no, fuck that bitch, man. You should get, like, all of the goddamn, mortgage payment from her a month. I still don't think I would do that. I think I would just do half. But you know what? Maybe I should do it on principle. Maybe I should. Because of stupid shit like that. Women claiming they want equal rights, but then screwing us over. And all of a sudden, oh, I'm just a little woman. No. You want equal. And as I've said in multiple videos, you want equal, then it's equal across the board. You don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to be equal and then at the same time get to be a little woman. No, you don't get to do that.
And he works and he has his own business, and he has to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to someone he doesn't even talk to anymore because he used to fuck her.
Guys go to jail. I knew of a guy who's a doctor who went to jail every night because he couldn't make the payments.
Oh, God.
And they would let him out on weekends to do rounds and stuff. But I
got a better one for you. Want to get him great?
Yeah.
Dave Foley, who's on News Radio.
Yeah, sure.
When he was getting divorced was when he was on News Radio. So it was a financial peak. He was the star of the show. He was making a lot of money.
Right.
And so his
payments
were set up for that.
Sure.
So this is in Canada, right?
Right.
And the judge tells him, he tells the judge, I don't make that kind of money anymore. That was an extraordinary time in my life. It's very hard to make that kind of money. I'm an actor. The judge says, your ability to pay has no relation to your obligation to pay.
Wow. Think of that. Just pause here for a moment. What a statement. And where else would we say that?
It's insane.
But women want equal rights? Really? Where's the equality for that? You know what? As I said, the more I watch this and the more I think about it, I really am really am thinking about calling the lawyers who that I had to hire and pay for to do my divorce. I really am thinking about calling them, going, you know what? I want to sue the bitch for spousal support. The more I watch of this shit, the more I really am close to doing that on principle. As I said, you women want equal, and I can already see people watching this, these fucking beta males or omega males, these little bitches, and these feminist females going, oh my God, why would he do that? Oh, he's such an ass. No, you fuckers want equal rights, right? Y'all want to be equal. Well, therefore, motherfuckers, you get equal. Equal. So I really am debating. I really think I am. I'm at a 90% chance that I am going to sue her for fucking child spousal support. Because no, y'all want equal, you women want equal rights? Well then, fuck it. And I've said this numerous times. If men finally just get fed up, just real men, not these beta fucking bitches, but real men, we get fed up enough and we just say, you know what? No, we're done. There was something I pointed out with Japan. More women are looking for husbands. Japan, China, men are actually at the point where they're like, no, we don't want to get married anymore. It's happening here in America now too. Men are getting fed up. As Bill Maher, what's the point of even getting married anymore? I've had women, because I've got a POF file, Plenty of Fish account that my friends made me get, and it's so stupid. It's just really, really stupid. But I've had women who have almost damn near attacked me because on my profile, it states, because of the ex-wife and the shit and everything else, I will never get married ever again. I'll probably just date, meaning I'm talking about not even be in a relationship, like relationship, not just marriage, but an actual relationship ever again. And I've got women damn near attacking me like, oh my God, I can't believe you're being all bitter like that because of your ex. And it's like, it ain't just because of her. It's because of women in general. And I've got a lot of my female friends who are noticing the pattern. Men are getting to the point of they're like, you know what? We're not going to date anymore. We're not going to like be in a relationship anymore. And those women who actually want a relationship, who are good women, are getting pissed. They're like, these fucking bitches, these feminists, these evil feminist bitches are ruining it for those of us who are good women. They are ruining our chances of finding a good man because men are getting to the point of like, nope, we're not going to be in a relationship anymore. Sure as hell not going to get married anymore. So you women, here's the thing that you bitches need to understand. The ones that I'm calling bitches. Here's the thing y'all need to understand. All these little tricks that y'all are playing. Because when I got my vasectomy, there were a lot of, I got mine through the VA. But I found out, because we had to go through this whole process meeting thing and stuff, right? A lot of men, because there were some of us who were older. Most of the guys in the group were in their 20s. And I'm not talking about in a marriage. I'm not talking about they're in their 20s and they just happen to be married or whatever. No, there were more than a few of them who were single, getting a vasectomy, not wanting to have a kid. The nurse who was giving the meeting, the thing that we had to go through, pointed out that it's happening a lot, especially when it comes to military. That there are a lot of military, a lot of male soldiers in their 20s coming into the military. We're talking like early 20s, like 20, like literally kids basically coming in, not even in a relationship, doesn't have a kid at all, not even married, just fucking single, getting vasectomies. They're just coming like that, just men, just like crazy getting fucking vasectomies. You women eventually won't be able to play these little tricks that y'all play. And I'm not talking about these fucking criminals out here that, just they're fucking criminals. They're dogs. The ones that we label as dogs, chauvinists, all that. No. We're talking about like on here. We're talking about the men who are good men, the men who make good money, who can actually take care of you kind of thing. Who the most of you evil bitches use so you can get knocked up and, have a baby daddy and all this other bullshit. Tell you the truth, bitch, that ain't really happening anymore. It's becoming, as I said, the nurse was pointing out, it's becoming an epidemic, if you want to use that word. Men are just getting vasectomies like just because of what's the trend of what's happening of men getting screwed over. So all you women that are that type of women who use men, who have used men in the past to get knocked up so you can get welfare or child support and all that other bullshit and whatever, that shit's going out the window. So I'm just curious, what the fuck are you bitches gonna do then? Huh? What are y'all gonna do to make money when there are no more men who can get you knocked up? Considering y'all keep saying that we don't need a man. Really? Because the majority of shit that I've seen going on out there in the world is women getting welfare, getting knocked up and getting welfare and shit, or getting child support and stuff. That's the majority of what I've been seeing. So I'm just curious what's going to happen when you can't do that anymore. When you can no longer get knocked up and use a child to pay your bills. Wonder what's going to happen. And the fact that guys are no longer getting married. So you got guys who are no longer getting married, so you can't get the whole divorce and spousal support bullshit. Guys are just like, no, fuck it, we ain't getting married no more. Which is why, as I said, Bill Maher, I've never understood the concept of marriage. Well, men are now not getting married. Men are now just like, fuck it, we ain't getting married anymore. Now, women, I saw a lot of women doing that in my time. Well, I don't need a man. I ain't getting married anymore. Oh, you don't need a man. Then how are you getting, money for your fucking kids? So you're not going to have men getting married anymore, so you ain't going to get money that way. And you're not going to get knocked up anymore, so you're not going to get money that way. I mean, because you got these women that lie. Well, I could just get in vitro. You're right, to have a child. But considering all the women who use children so they can get money, how are you going to get that money when you do it through in vitro? What are you going to try and charge the dad of the sperm from the in vitro? I mean, what the fuck? China is already having an issue with population. Their population is literally dying off because they don't have enough kids coming in. They're in a crisis right now. There's literally this whole documentary about it. They're having a crisis. They ended up having too many men, not enough women. So now they fucked up with that whole process of we only want boys. Now they only have a bunch of boys and not enough women. So now they're trying to have women. trying to have girls so they can have more females. Japan is in a state of crisis right now because people aren't getting married, people aren't having kids. But as I said, it's you women who have fucked everything up. Yes, there were and have been bad men in the world and male chauvinists and all of that shit. And rape does happen. I was raped. So, don't be throwing it out there that, and I've pointed out in other videos, so I'm not going to point it out in this one, but I was raped multiple times. So do not pull this bullshit that only women go through that fucking shit. As I said, for you women to keep thinking that only you go through stuff, no. Because I was a little kid once, and so...
hundreds of thousands. Like as if he's supposed to conjure this up. Like his career is supposed to magically resurrect itself in some really financially viable way.
Since it is usually the man still who probably has the more money and is paying the woman.
Yeah.
It's very anachronistic to how we have come to think about women as equal and strong and able to do everything we can do. But when it comes to this, it's like, oh, we got to take care of them. Well, it's like they're very dependent.
I think it's a scam that's set up because the men general are in control of the finances or make more money, and they can extract more money from them that way. I don't see a lot of people
turning it down.
Yeah, I mean that's why the system I think is set up the way it's set up. It's dark, man. I mean, the only time it's happened the other way that I know of is Tom Arnold. Arnold got away clean.
Sure, yes, it does. It does happen the other way.
He's one for the males.
Right.
We got one on the board. There's like, if the board was like here, it would be a fucking billion scratches on one side and 4 lines and the one through it, and then next to it is like Tom Arnold.
That's why I never,
like a couple of the dudes,
never understood the concept of marriage, because when people would say, "Why don't you want to get married?" I'd say, "Why would I invite the federal and state government into my love life?"
It's very important. You have to have it. Otherwise, it's not real. If you don't get a signed piece of paper, what the fuck do you have?
Just your feelings for that other person?
Not good enough. How's she going to tell her friends? She's got to tell her friends that he really cares.
You've been brainwashed by
he really cares.
I'm serious? See, she's trained you to say the right answer. Well, I think that's crazy. I think that's a crazy backward way to look at it, that without the piece of paper, it's not real.
It's not real.
Whatever you have with someone emotionally, that's what's real.
At this point in my life, as I said, being 49 years old, I turned 50 in another couple of months here. I'm not going to do it. I've always loved the concept of marriage. I've loved the concept of it, but I've lost all trust in it. Not just from the ex-wife, but from my other friends and their evil wives and the divorces that they've gone through. Another one of my friends has worked, he was Air Force, has worked 2 jobs, 3 kids, busting his ass for his family. I mean, literally busting his ass for his family, working his ass off, and his wife cheated on him. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He ain't out there cheating. He's literally working for you, working for his family, and you fucking cheat? Same one of my other close friends, like close family friends. Same thing. I mean, working his ass off so much that we were all worried about his health, that he was just dying because he was working so fucking much. And again, wife cheated. Well, he doesn't have any time for me. Because, bitch, he's at work. I would go visit him at work because he worked in grocery. He was a grocery manager. So I would go visit him. I would even help him out sometimes because, I'm already retired. So I'd go and hang out and talk about shit. Of course, he knew the customers. He knew all the customers. I knew the customers. So we're talking and I'm helping him out. He's literally working, busting his ass to where his health was suffering. I mean, he was wasting away. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, all because he was working so much for him and his wife. And she cheated on him. Another one of my friends got out of the military, became a contractor, was out of town for his family because there was nothing contract-wise here in El Paso. So he was out of town, busting his ass for his family. Wife cheated on him. But men are the fucking problem. And I love when people are like, well, those examples. Those are three of my closest friends. Three people that I know personally, and we're talking as close as family. If that's not a good sample size that women are the fucking problem, we're not talking about one person and then another one person over here and then another one person over here. No, we're talking within one sample size of my closest friends. All three of their wives cheated on three hard-working men. What the fuck? Women are the problem. And the messed up thing is they think that they have the right, not because of what their husbands did to them or anything. No, because their husbands didn't do shit. They feel they have the right because historically, or their dads cheated on their moms. Like in, let me see, one case, two cases, yep, two, three, yep. In all three cases, those wives, dads, cheated and treated their moms like shit. It's like, okay, those were your mothers. Those were your parents. That's not your fucking husband who you're married to today. Well, because my dad, and it's like, what the fuck does your dad have to do with your current husband who's busting his ass for you? As I said, it's not like they cheated because the husbands did anything wrong. No, they cheated because their husbands weren't there. Their husbands aren't there because they're working their asses off. Absolute, just. As I said, and the thing is, this isn't just my opinion. This is coming from all my female friends who are looking for a man, a good man. They're pissed. They saw what happened to me. They saw what happened to my friends. They see what happens with their female friends cheating on their husbands. It's like, bitch, I can't even get a good man right now. I know your husband. I know he's a good man. Why are you cheating on him? Well, girl, you don't know. Bitch, we're friends. I do know. So this isn't just my male opinion. This is coming from a lot of my female friends. A lot of my female friends are like, these fucking bitches are ruining it for us. We're out here trying to find a good man. Oh my God, there are a lot of my female friends suffering, alone, hurting, wondering why nobody wants them. And it's not because nobody wants them, because they've gone out on dates. They've had conversations. And the guys are like, we just don't trust women anymore. So my female friends are fucking suffering. They're crying. It's like, we can't even get a good man because these bitches have broken too many fucking men. Now, we ain't talking about a fuck. If we're talking about a fuck, women can get fucked easy. So we ain't talking about that. We're talking about relationship. We're talking about settling down. You look at a lot of profiles on Plenty of Fish, and the ones who are looking for marriage, the ones who are looking for an actual permanent relationship, You look at those profiles, and the majority of those profiles will talk about the fact that there are no good men left. Not because, like back in the day, there were no good men because they were all taken. That's what we all used to say growing up. Nope. Now there are no good men left because men refuse to date. Men refuse to get, no, dating, yes, but men refuse to get into relationships now, yet alone marriage, or let alone marriage. You look at a lot of these women's profiles on Plenty of Fish, and that's exactly what a lot of them are saying. A lot of them. The ones who are looking for a marriage, the ones who are looking for a permanent relationship, can't find a permanent relationship because of the fact that men just don't trust women anymore. You look at a lot of the men's profiles on there, especially like mine, because I thought about what I was going to say on my profile. So I researched a lot of men's profiles, and I wasn't the only one. There are a lot of other men's profiles that are like, I'm not looking for a relationship anymore. I've already been burned once. And we're talking about the ones who were married for more than like 12 years. I was married for 23. 23 years. So you look at a lot of those profiles where we were married for at least over 12 to 15 years. You look at our profiles, and we're going to sit there, and most of those profiles will tell you we've been burned. So no, we ain't looking for another permanent relationship. Definitely, let alone a marriage. But I've said it in numerous of my videos. You women want to correct this problem, then you need to police yourselves. You need to police those bitches that are fucking doing this shit, that are ruining men, that are ruining the relationships that you could have. I've got a lot of my female friends that I've been just friends with, not a relationship, just friends, that are coming up to me, of course, after my divorce and have contacted me because I've posted my divorce on my Facebook, contacted me, or women that I already knew that were friends, that were literally just friends, and are like, well, hey, I was thinking that maybe we could get together. And I'm like, no. And they're all like, well, why? And I'm like, well, you know why. After what the bitch did, you know why. So you're basically not you're not gonna get into another relationship because of what she did. You're not gonna trust another woman. It's like, you do realize I was married for 23 years. It's not like I was married for a couple of years and it's like, okay, well, let me try another one. No, I was married for 23 years. And this bitch did nothing but fucking lie to me the entire goddamn time from what I found out after she left. So it's not like it was something that just happened. No, I come to find out she was lying multiple years before she left. So, I mean, why should I trust somebody ever again? So, yeah.
Is what's fake.
You're never getting divorced.
Oh, I'm
so I
not
don't know
worried
what
about
the
you.
fuck you're doing. Like, why you're getting so upset about this, Bill? Just sign the paper and get married. We're gonna be together forever. I don't know what you're worried about. Jesus Christ!
And you notice that? Because he's basically mocking a woman. Why are you being paranoid? You know we're going to be together forever. You know, this is the bullshit that my wife kept saying to me. Even before getting the house, I knew that something was wrong. I can go through my posts. I can go through my Facebook of my post. The years leading up to even getting the house, I would post things about stuff doesn't seem right, secrets, so years leading up to even getting the house, I was posting things like something ain't right, little memes here and there about stuff. And people would be like, Mark, what's going on? And I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on with her. Well, are you talking to her? Obviously, I'm talking to her because that was the kind of marriage that we supposedly had, is that we could talk about anything, could communicate about anything. So I kept asking her, are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, I just got things on my mind, but we're fine. We're perfectly fine. Okay. A couple of weeks to go by. I mean, she was neglectful as hell, emotionless. We were having sex, but the sex on her end was cold. It was like just to get it done, to get it over with. And I'm like, so you don't want me to please you? We got literally no kids. We got all the time in the world. And you're like, just giving me a quickie. What the fuck is going on? Are you not into me anymore? No, I'm not in the mood right now. I mean, it was always one excuse after another. So when people complain, when people say that men don't talk, men don't communicate, for one, I'm a Pisces. We love to talk. You can look at my videos. I love to talk. I love to communicate. I love hashing shit out. She used to give advice to all of our friends about always communicating, always talking, never be angry, always talk shit out, always get it out. And then she stopped talking, started clamming up, wouldn't talk about things. We were swingers, so there was the whole swinger lifestyle, but you could still cheat, as in not getting permission kind of shit. So you could still cheat. And she did cheat. Cheated with this guy because she worked for the military. She was a veteran and she worked on base. And I ended up, I forgot how, but I ended up seeing her emails. And it was all these love letters to this guy. And I was just like, and I'm reading these letters about, oh, how you always listen to me, and my husband he doesn't listen to me, and he doesn't want to talk to me. Oh, I was fucking furious. I was like, I'm always asking what's wrong. I'm always asking what's going on. Let's talk about things. I'm like, but here you're outright fucking lying. You're literally lying to this fucking dude that you have a husband that doesn't listen to you, that doesn't talk to you, that doesn't communicate with you. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, you got coworkers who were like, oh my God, I wish I had a husband like yours. You literally have all these women jealous of you that, I mean, she didn't drive, so I'm the one taking her to work, picking her up from work. I'd walk in to go pick her up, bringing her flowers, or just, coming in to surprise her and everything. I'm seeing like her coworkers and I'm like, hey, you got your hair cut. And we're talking the wife, this coworker of hers. She's like, it's been 2 weeks and my husband hasn't even noticed that I cut my hair. And it's like, Mark, you literally just walk in the door and knew that I had my hair done, had my nails done. Her coworkers were like, God damn it, Cindy, I'm fucking jealous of the husband that you have. But yet she's going around telling this motherfucker that I don't notice shit, that I outright fucking lying. Yeah, I'm angry. Because, why are you still so angry? I am angry. As I said, I grew up loving relationships, wanting to be married, wanting to be married once. That's the other reason why, about not getting married ever again or whatever. I spent 23 years with this person where you're supposed to know each other better the longer you're together. Come to find out, I didn't know shit about her in those last few years. And at 49, you want me to start all over? No. I am too old to be going through. I mean, she didn't even know who she was. 23 years of marriage, and she didn't even know who the fuck she was. And you expect me to, I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know everything about myself because I've gone out of my way. There was an episode of Babylon 5 where they're dealing with Jack the Ripper. And he's asking them when he's working for the Vorlons, and he's asking them, who are you? I thought about that and I was like, really, who am I? Do I know who I am? And I went out of my way to know who I am. Most people cannot look in the mirror at themselves and be happy. Most people can't. Most people cannot look at themselves and go, I know who I am and I'm good with that. And as I said, and you expect me to be, and I do, I inspect everything. I talk, I learn. I went out on dates, went out on a lot of dates. I was engaged 3 fucking times after, the fucking bitch left and all this other shit. Because I was desperately looking for another relationship. But at the same time, I still was questioning things. So one, I ended because she was just as broken as the ex-wife. And I was like, I'm not going through that again. She was emotionless. And I was like, I'm not going to go through another emotionless fucking relationship. So I was like, nope, peace out. The other one, she couldn't get over her ex, even though she swore she could. So it was like, all right, peace out on that one. And the other one, she was just broken. I'm not about to go through it again. I'm the kind of person, I want a relationship to really last. That's what I want. So I want them to know everything about me because I know all these things about me. So I want you to know all these things about me, especially now that we're in our late 40s and shit. We ain't got all this time in the world to be, active, to be, just take it all the time in the world. But at the same time, I sure as hell don't want to rush things either. So what the fuck is the point? Might as well just date. I've got too many things about myself. I shoot, I hunt, I bowl. Let me see, I love long drives. I love walks on the beach because I'm from the beach. I love taking long fucking road trips and going to visit places and sightseeing. And I love, there's so many, I'm a gamer, whether it's tabletop RPGs or online, PC, as well as console. There are a ton of things that I do. Why would I want to limit myself ever again by being with somebody who doesn't even do half of the activities that I do? What's the point of that? I love baseball. I love going to baseball games. Why am I going to be with somebody that doesn't want to go to baseball games or like games? I like football. Why, I go to football games. Why would I be with somebody that doesn't? Again, why would I be with? I am a very. I have even with the person I was married to, I still did a ton more than what she did, and I realized it. I don't think because people have told me, Mark, I've never met anybody like you before. Somebody that does like you literally could fit in like we could just flip a coin or throw a dart. And I've traveled the country. I've traveled all over the country. I have literally just like, fuck it. I'm just taking off and going. And I've met people all over this country. I've made friends all over this country. And I'm talking people who are straight KKK, fucking racist. I have met and become friends with people that I'm not supposed to fucking make friends with because I'm that good of a person. People got to know me. So why would I want to limit myself? And I'm in a current relationship right now, but it's one that it was a past one, but I'm starting to realize that, you know what, I'm not the person I used to be from that time. I'm not that person anymore. I just, while I can, because of all the problems, the surgeries, the pain, everything that I'm dealing with, I want to go. I want to travel. I want to do things. I don't want to be limited by anything or anyone. I don't. That's why I have only my 3 pets. My cat, which literally she pretty much takes care of herself. Plus we got the feeders and all that. And my friend B, who lives here and helps out, whatever. You know, I've got my pet tarantula that you only need to feed her like once a month. And my dog, who I could either take with me because she's also my emotional support dog, or like I did when I took off a couple of years ago, where I was like, I'm just taking off out of town. Where are you going? I don't know. I literally just said, hey, you got the house. You got the house. I'll of course continue to pay the bills and, and all that other stuff and whatever, but I'm taking off. Well, when are you coming back? I don't know. I just don't know if I want to be settled down anymore. I had plans. This point in my life, me and the wife were supposed to really go traveling and everything right now. Why am I bothering? Why do I want to bother getting into another long-term relationship? I do cosplay, I do amp guard, I do Ren fairs, I do steampunk, I do a ton of things. I love going to the gym, I love bike riding, I love mountain climbing when I'm able, because of all the fucking shit that I'm going through. There are a ton of things I love to do. I love canoeing, I love fishing, I love kayaking. I mean, loved water skiing, jet skiing, all of that stuff. Why would I want to be with somebody who's not into even half of the things that I'm into? So I realized, because I got a lot of female friends, just friends, where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. When it comes time for me to go traveling to Ireland, once I fully trace back my Irish side of which is from my paternal side of my family, once I fully trace back as literally as far as I can, this is from one of my best friends. I was like, you want to go to Ireland with me? And she was like, fuck yeah. And this is just from one of my best female friends. Has nothing to do with romance or anything. She's just one of my friends. I've got another one of my friends that she does. I mean, actually, even my other friend, she loves doing a lot of the Ren Fair stuff. We just did this most recent one in Las Cruces. As I said, I've got a lot of friends. I've got my friends who just do, and they're female friends. I've got female friends who game. So I'm like, screw it. I'll do my gaming with those. I'll do my going to baseball with this one or these. I'm just like, you know what? That way I get to have fun in those individual things that I like to do. I used to go to events with the wife, and she used to just sit there like a bump on a fucking log. And I had friends that were like, Mark, why the fuck did you even bring her? She's like bringing the energy down and shit. So I realized, like, with this life of mine right now, fuck that. I'm not going to waste my time going or doing things that you should be truly enjoying with somebody who doesn't want to enjoy those things, even if it is your spouse. Because all it's going to do is ruin that experience. It's going to ruin that memory. Well, at this point in my life, fuck that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not compromising on my own happiness anymore. And I've had people where you're just going to be single for the rest of your life. And I'm like, do you have any idea how often I get asked out? So single, no. I'm never going to be single. And they were like, oh, well, we didn't mean that. I mean, we know that obviously you get asked out all the time. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about relationship wise. And I was like, motherfucker, I was already in a relationship for 23 years. Before that, I was in a relationship for 3 years. I've loved long relationships. I was like, so this ain't got nothing to do with that.
Out of it, don't you?
I could care less about the long relationship part anymore. I care about, especially the fact that I've almost died numerous times, including this last year with a punctured lung during a routine surgery. With everything I'm going through physically, all the crap that I'm going through, all the surgeries and everything, and then almost dying, and they still can't figure out certain things that are going on with me, with my kidney disease and things like that. I don't know how much long I really have. So fuck that shit. I'm going to enjoy as much as I can for as long as I can while I'm able, before it gets to the point where I can't. I've got my walker, I've got my wheelchair, got my canes, and my crutches. I've got all of that because they weren't even sure I was even going to walk. I've got, of course, my braces that I have to wear on my knees and my ankle and everything, and I have my knee replacement. I've got all of that stuff because they weren't even sure I was even going to fully walk again. So I don't know what the hell's ever going to really go on with my life to just sit there and be with somebody who doesn't want to enjoy it with me for the real purpose of enjoyment, not just to go do it. I mean, I've had those girlfriends. I've had friends who've had those girlfriends that it's like, dude, you know she ain't into this. Why did you bring her? Well, because it's my woman. And then sure enough, that particular experience is now ruined for my friend because they brought the bitch who didn't want to enjoy it in the fucking first place. It was like, this was for you. This experience was for you. Isn't that why she came along, is to enjoy it with you? And then obviously all she did was fucking ruin the experience. I went to the Five Finger Death Punch concert here in El Paso just recently with one of my closest friends. She didn't take her husband because her husband wouldn't have enjoyed it. She was like, why am I going to ruin a goddamn good experience with somebody that's not even going to fucking enjoy it? Her and I had a blast. We had a fucking blast. 3 Days Grace. Oh my God, Bad Wolves. It was a great fucking concert. But again, and I told her, I said, I completely get you. I understand. I get you. Because I'm learning. I ain't doing that shit ever again with my life. I'm not going to spend my life with my experiences, my memories. I mean, I almost died going to my first Santa Fe Ren Fair. I had just had a major sinus surgery. And my doctor was like, you really shouldn't be fucking going anywhere. You know, you're supposed to be recovering. You could bleed out. Sure enough, I did. I had really bad headaches, almost passed out, and started just bleeding. So I could have died, but it was an opportunity that I was like, you know what? With everything I'm going through, I don't know if I'm going to make it here again. And that's what I told my doctor. I was like, he's not just a doctor. He cares about me. He's actually into a lot of the other things. He's my ENT, but he's into a lot of the stuff that deals with my health. He's personally involved. And I told him, I said, you know what I've been through. I literally was laid up. They weren't sure I was even going to walk again. And I was, both my braces, had my cane and everything. I said, right now I can walk, barely, but I can walk right now. I don't want to miss this opportunity because I don't know what the hell's going to happen. He was like, you know what? I understand. But as I said, you only I do believe in reincarnation. I use the word pagan. Somebody got on me about that earlier today on Facebook. Why is it that, y'all use the word pagan? I don't like that word. And I'm like, I use the word pagan because of fucking normies. Because they went through, well, I'm a Sutra, Celtic, whatever, this whole fucking title shit. And I was like, I know what the fuck I am. I know exactly what I am. I know exactly who I am. The reason why I say pagan, because it was like, well, the reason why I don't like that is because of Christianity, and we're older than Christianity, and it's a bad word from. And I'm like, yeah, but the reason why I use it is because everybody fucking knows it. Or if I use the word witch, it's a generalization because of normies. That's why. The moment I turn around and say that I am a naturalist who follows Samas Utu with my background in Celtic, and everything, in Celtic religion, I'm a follower of Odin. The moment I start saying that shit, it brings up a list of 20 million fucking questions from goddamn normies. And I'm like, so I just say pagan or witch just so they go, oh, okay. I was like, when you start fucking doing the titles that we could do to each other, normies are going to be like, well, what's that? And how long? And it's like, I don't have time for that fucking shit. Fuck that bullshit. Just say witch, just say pagan, and then they can just fucking move on. But anyway, I was going to say you only live once. As far as I'm concerned, multiple lifetimes, whatever. But in this particular shell, yes, this one shell, this one body. And right now, there's some kind of interesting shit that I'm wanting to look at, wanting to study, wanting to experience. So I'm going to do as much as I can while I can before they just say your time is done. So the whole relationship thing, no. Men and women being equal, no. It is an individual case-by-case basis. Not all men are created equal. It's a case-by-case basis. Not all women are created equal. It is a case-by-case individual basis. I'm a man, and I'm not going to sit here and say that most men are equal to me. I'm not, especially in my prime. In my prime, fuck no, am I going to say the average man is equal to me. Fuck no. So to sit there and say even the average man is equal to me, and then say on average women are equal to, no. People, live in the real world. The real world sucks. The real world is beautiful. The real world is violent. The real world is a multitude of things, but it is the real world. If you don't want to live in it, get the fuck out. But for those of us who want to live in the real world, leave us the fuck alone. Stop trying to change the real world. Stop it. Shit's gonna happen. Bad shit's gonna happen. People are gonna die from natural causes or violent means or accidents. Shit happens. It's the real world. Get over it. God damn. Stop trying to change biology. Stop. Just stop. Fuck. Live in the real world or don't. But other than that, shut the fuck up and stay out of our way. The ones who want to live in the real world. You can't please everybody. Everything I'm saying right now goes out to you goddamn fucking Marxist, socialist, fucking communist. Not everybody is created equal. You can't please everybody. Live in the real world or don't. Stand aside and shut the fuck up so the rest of us can enjoy life. But this video, of course, went on way longer like all my videos do. I was expecting it to go like 20 minutes. But I always go off on a tangent. Always. As I said, I love to talk. Love to fucking talk. So anybody ever comes across my ex-wife and she goes, well, he didn't want to communicate, he didn't want to talk. It's like, bitch, we've seen his videos. This motherfucker loves to talk and he speaks his mind. So what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, love y'all folks for the ones I care about and everything. Like, share, all that cool stuff. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. I'm losing my voice.